Hey there, Music Bunch. Kind of like the Brady Bunch. Maybe a couple more views. I don't know. Probably not. It's Dave, of course, and it's the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people like you and me. Didn't point. There we go. Just like you and me. So I got to thinking, who's the best vocalist Journey's had in the last 20 years? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Anyone? Is it Steve Augeri? No. Is it Jeff Scott Soto? Nope. He filled in admirably, though. He had a kind of a tough thing to do there, but he replaced Augeri when the band was out on the road. What about Arnell? Arnell, now, a lot of people like Arnell, and a lot of people don't like Arnell. I'm going to vote for Deen Castronovo. What? Check out Deen's new song with Revolution Saints. Check out Deen's work throughout his tenure with the band. Check out his live drumming version of Mother Father. Okay, check out all of those things. Check out the fact that he's about the same age as Arnell, and he just vocally, he's climbing the ladder and then jumping off into the pool afterwards, because he's got it going on. Now you would say, okay, but he doesn't really sound like Steve Perry. Yes, true. He doesn't sound that much like Steve Perry. However, neither does Arnell, and neither does Steve Augeri. So we're 0 for 3 if we're trying to sound like Steve Perry. Originally, a lot of people thought Arnell sounded like Steve. No, it didn't work out. Steve Augeri held the notes. He was in the right key, especially in this heyday. There wasn't a lot of soul to Steve Augeri's voice. There's plenty of soul in Arnell's voice, but maybe too much compared to Augeri. Deen Castronovo does the same thing that Augeri does, but he does it better. Okay, that's the way I look at it. As far as Arnell initially, I think, did a lot of these things well, and then just, again, vocally he got shredded. But the point is, and Arnell can no longer hit certain high notes. That's a big thing. Steve Augeri can no longer, he can hit high notes, but his voice starts to crack and squeak. That's because, again, it's still shredded from 2007 or 6 or whenever it all happened. Deen Castronovo has no problems hitting notes, staying in key, drumming and singing at the same time. Holy crap, there, Batman. The drumming version of Mother Father is epic. It's got like 1 million views or something. And Revolution Saints. So if you like Journey, but you want maybe, higher octane blend in your rock and roll gas tank, Revolution Saints might be for you. Now, at times, for me, there's too much compression on this music. Everything from the Frontiers label, I don't know, that Italian guy out there, he's just like, yeah, turn the compression up. Everything's going to sound like this. And that's, like Motown. They had a record label and everything kind of sounded the same on Motown. But it was good. It was good stuff that sounded the same. This first single off the new Revolution Saints album, a very optimistic, hopeful song. I talked about it yesterday. It's kind of more organic. It sounds as though I can hear layering, I can hear different instrumentation. I love seeing Jack Blades from Night Ranger in this project. It's a cool band. And, if you're looking for a diversion and you're looking for something different, then I would check it out. And it will keep your enthusiasm going. But it also illustrates that Deen Castronovo, by far, is the best vocalist Journey has had in the last 20 years. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Dave, you're a little late to the party on this. You're always talking about Arnell or Steve Augeri and who's going to replace Steve Perry, and you like this guy, Jason Kelty, out in Ohio, and I do. I think Jason Kelty is more like Steve Perry than all of those people I just spoke of. he's more like Steve Perry. Because people always say, well, he doesn't sound like Steve. Well, Jason sounds more like Steve than anyone I've ever heard. Okay? Does he sound exactly like Steve? No. Again, I can look at some of the phrasing he does, but by and large, you close your eyes. I was playing it. I'll just say this. I was playing their music in a public place. Okay? Won't say where, but I had it on. And guy walked by and he goes, man, those were the days. And I'm like, what? He's like, that's Journey. They're like my favorite band. They're like, for 20 years, that's all I listened to was Journey. And I'm like, dude, that's the Escape cover band. Or not cover, tribute band. That's the Escape band, and they've got a lead singer who's a dead ringer for both looks and sound. But we know for sure that Neil Schon is not big on Perry clones. He doesn't want Hugo Valente, who could have had that job and probably should have. I think Hugo, okay, again, on the scale of vocalists, Hugo sounds more like Perry than the other guys I mentioned except for Jason Kelty, but, you know, he doesn't have a lot of that rich soul that Perry has. Nobody can duplicate Steve Perry. The more I talk, it's just like, But Deen Castronovo, he's the guy who probably deserves the job because he can actually, you know, pull the sled up the hill. You know what I'm saying? He can do the heavy lifting and get through these concerts and sing separate ways and sing faithfully and sing Don't Stop Believin', and people are going to be convinced that they heard the song completely the way it should be sung. Okay? So, the moral of this video is give Deen Castronovo some props. Go check out Revolution Saints. He seems to be a really nice guy. He hasn't blocked me on Twitter, so that's a plus. And he's the best vocalist Journey has had since Steve Perry left the building in 1998. I'm Dave, and this is The Real Music Observer, and we'll observe real music again real soon.